Well, there's a lot of bills up there concerning us. Obviously we surely don't want something that took place as horrific as it was in Newtown to happen here. So, for instance, I'll just be brief. I have a bill that would enable teachers to carry. I am not arming all teachers in this legislation. There has to be a lot of parameters that take place in order for that teacher who already has a gun conceal permit. But we have it's called House Bill 6, and again, we've got to tweak it, work with our local police and sheriff department. But we've got to do something, because this problem is not going to diminish. This is going to grow, and we have got to have safety for our children, and I know everybody wants to do that, but we're beginning the discussions on what does that look like, and how will that look like specifically for DeKalb County. And Mark, you want to add to that?
Yeah, there's a big difference in school safety in Memphis compared to Mountain City,
right.
And we got to cover the whole state. So I believe that if we can give the locals their option of what's going to be best for their situation and their school district would be what the state should do.
Right.
We want to give each school district as wide of a range of an option that they can choose for to pick the best ones for them. And the less the state gets into it, I think the better it is. We need to let the locals decide how to do it. And the last thing we want to do is put in some unfunded mandates. You know, we don't want to tell every school system they have to do it, and they got to find a way to pay for it. We would rather let them have the options, let them figure out what they need to do to best secure their kids and protect them.
Well said.
What would be the most that's being talked about would be arming teachers and school resource officers, or?
Well, they could work hand in hand. I mean, some counties they've got the budget to hire, those resource officers. But, there's many who don't. So, I mean, there could be an ingredients or dynamics of both. They could work, I always kind of liken to it as a inner SWAT team. And that might be a principal, that might be a teacher, that might be a coach with an officer as well. Again, we're beginning those discussions, but the objective is we're all on board on this. We've got to up our security in our schools and protect our children, and no longer keep these gun zones unprotected. I mean, that's where the evil's going to go. And Dwayne, we can't prevent evil. I mean, we can protect ourselves from it, but we cannot prevent that. And that's very important to get through. So that's why we're going into our districts. We're talking to our school boards. Mark's talking to his in Cannon and Wilson, our commissioners. Give us some feedback from your perspective. We've learned a lot, and so we want to continue our constituencies to email us, inform us, tell us. I know I've gotten some that says, I am a teacher and I do not want to carry a gun. And you know what? I respect that, because there are some people who are not comfortable with handling guns, but there are some who are and would like to protect those who can't protect themselves in that scenario. So that's where we're at.
And we've elected sheriffs. They're the highest law enforcement officer in the county, and they're the ones that are being involved in helping make what the decisions are to make it safe. Between them, the school boards, our city council, and the chief of police, we should be able to address something to make it safe for our children.
Yes.